They used to laugh at us, now we really know. They used to tell me never.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the best sports podcast in all the land. I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
I'm your boy LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade, I'm excited for today, man. Christmas is around the corner. We got some great topics for the guys, man. I definitely gonna be passionate about some of these topics today. You know what I'm saying? So let me just kick it off, and I want to start off in the NFC East. And I know guys are like, "Oh boy, he going to talk about the Cowboys," but I'm not. I'm not talking about the Cowboys. I'm going to take it down the turnpike, and I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. One Eagle in particular, Spade. I want to talk about DeMarco Murray. I want to talk about DeMarco Murray. I'm going to tell you, because I'm passionate about this, Spade. We're going to start with the NFL. I'm passionate. I'm ready to go. We're going to talk about DeMarco.
All right. What's your problem?
So DeMarco Murray, everybody know he ain't too happy in Philly. He ain't been looking like DeMarco Murray. He ain't looking like the DeMarco of last year. People are saying DeMarco is frustrated, and DeMarco this week, if you guys don't know, went to talk to the Eagles owner. He pretty much trumped Chip. He trumped the GM and went right and talked to the owner, Spade. What's up with that? What's up with
chain of command, bro? Ain't no chain of command.
Yeah, not in Philly, at least. Not in Philly. But before I go in, Spade, I want to know what you think about it.
Well, I mean, you know what I think. You and I basically had this same discussion last year in a different sport talking about Carmelo Anthony. As an athlete, as a professional athlete, your career is going to eventually get to that fork in the road where you got to decide what's more important for you. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that your pockets are nice and cozy, or are doing what might be best for your legacy. I hate that word legacy, but ultimately, what's best for you as a player as opposed to what's best financially for you as a player. And DeMarco made a decision, and you got to eat it down, man. You take the good, you take the bad. That's how I feel.
Now, let me tell you how I feel, Spade. Basically the same way. I don't want to hear guys like DeMarco, Carmelo, Calvin Johnson, anybody. First, let me just say this. Let me just say this from the rip. I'm not mad at anybody that decided to take money over winning or a better situation or the best situation for them. If you choose money, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. But what I don't want you to do, I don't want to hear no complaining. DeMarco, when you signed with Philly, you knew they had a smorgasbord of backs. You knew Ryan Matthews that got signed there. You knew they had Sproles. You knew you didn't fit this style of offense because this is more of an outside running type of offense that kind of fit more to like Ryan Matthews or Darren Sproles. But guess what? Philly came with the bank, and you was like, you know what? I want to get this money. You could have stayed in Dallas for less money, maybe worked some incentives in, could have maybe made the money back in local advertisement, because I'm pretty sure DeMarco was a face in Dallas. He could have maybe made the money back in local advertisement, but no. You chose to leave a good situation to go to a situation for a financial gain, which I'm not hating on. I'm just saying I don't want to hear guys like this complain. I don't want to hear guys like Ndamukong Suh and Melo talking about, winning, and I want to win. And if I'm not winning here, bro, you chose the money because you had an opportunity to go somewhere where they was winning. And you chose money. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want to hear you complain. Keep cashing them checks. Cash them checks. You should be like, you know what? I'm getting my money. I'm going to say, we hate the guy. But I'm going to tell you, who did that? You know who did that, Spade? Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, first pick in the draft for the Oakland Raiders, used to get snatched out every game. He'll start and get pulled at halftime. Jamarcus Russell will walk right to the bench. It'd be hot as hell in Oakland. He'll put a Scully on. He'll put a beanie on, hot in the mug, and sit on the bench with a smile on his face. You know what I mean? Like DeMarcus Russell was like, man, I don't care.
They had different motivations. I kind of want to get back in on this. I agree with you to a point, but I kind of want to come back and defend DeMarco a little bit. I mean, it's no secret that he's a little disgruntled, but you said he knew he didn't fit that offense. I don't think that's a fair assumption. For one, he's thinking if they wanted a shifty back, they just had Shady McCoy and they shipped his ass out of there. So he might have been thinking, plus we don't know what he was being told behind the scenes. So I don't think for one he knew that he didn't fit. And he did know that they had a smorgasbord of running backs, but they didn't break the bank on anybody else. So, of course, you coming in thinking that you the man. So
I'm the man. Yeah,
I feel like I agree with you completely. But at the same time, his situation is a little different, from some other disgruntled guys. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he could be throwing a temper tantrum all in the media. He's not. He's kind of behind the scenes like, what the hell is going on out here, y'all? He's been disgruntled, but I've seen athletes handle it worse. Either way, at the end of the day, I'm with you. Whether you handle it good or bad, there's really no reason to be disgruntled. Anytime you get upset, go look at your bank statement and be reminded of why you made the decision you made. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you there.
My last point before we move on, I just want to say it's also been rumors. I'm doing quote fingers over here. It's always been rumors. It's been rumors that DeMarco may be trying to work his way back to the Cowboys. And I'm saying to myself, I don't want him back. I don't want him back. Yeah. Especially the way our season is looking. Now, I'm always, especially nowadays, I think you could get a good running back in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Good enough, to be a solid back in the league. I don't think you have to draft a running back in the 1st round. A lot of people saying Cowboys should take Henry. Cowboys should take Fournette. All these different guys. Spade, you know how I feel about Wisconsin and Alabama running backs. I hope the Cowboys, me being a fan, I hope we do not take a running back in the 1st round. But, you know what I mean? I don't want DeMarco back either. I don't want him back. He's damaged goods now. It's like when you date a chick, she go date a dude that you don't like, and then she want to come back to you. You looking like, I don't want her. I don't want her no more. I'm Spade. I'm ready to move on. But, I mean, it kind of grinded my gears.
You already know. I know how it goes. But let's move forward, man. We're a little bit late on this particular news. I'm sure you guys all heard it, but it came as a shocker to me. We was kind of crunching notes, getting prepared for the show, and I tripped upon an old article with Peyton Manning saying that he got no plans on retiring. He's going to come back next season, and, it's still business as usual. So I want to ask you guys, listeners, viewers, and LaParis, you too, if Peyton just all of a sudden got healthy today, he rolled up to your practice or whatever, y'all reviewing film, he just pulls up like, all right, coach, I'm ready. Who are you starting for the next game? You going with Peyton or you going with Brock?
See, I hate this type of question, bro.
Why?
Because Peyton is a legend. Man. I don't mean no malice towards Peyton Manning, but I'm sticking with Brock, baby. I'm sticking with Brock. Brock Osweiler came out there and he ain't really lighting it up how Peyton was lighting it up last year in typical Peyton fashion. He wasn't lighting it up, but Brock has been putting together some solid games. They've been pulling out some W's, and I think you stick with the hot hand, man, and I'm sticking with Brock Osweiler, and I know that's funny. When you hear Brock Osweiler or Peyton Manning, it's like an oxymoron. The two names don't even belong together. But I gotta stick with Brock Osweiler, man. You got the hot hand right now that he's still winning, and I mean, I know Peyton was hurt this year. He was going through some struggles, but the way Peyton was looking, I mean, the arm strength, Peyton never really had a big, strong arm anyway. But it just looked like he didn't have any arm. I mean, he looked like Tebow, the ducks he was throwing out there, man. So I'm sticking with Brock. I'm sticking with Brock.
Well, let me tell you what I would do. First of all, I'm sticking with Brock, but I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm sticking with Brock as my starter, and I'm going to go and sign me a second string. I don't even want Peyton to hold my clipboard right now. I want Peyton to go ahead and hang up the cleats. But if you're not going to, Peyton, I want you as far away from the field as possible. Like, I don't want to see this season's Peyton anymore. I don't want to see him anymore. He is a legend. He's done great things. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. And hopefully in practice, he can come back and look like that guy and earn his way back on the field. But the last Peyton I saw, I don't want that cat under center. I don't want him in the gun. I don't want him holding the clipboard. I don't want him calling no damn plays on the field. You just stand over there somewhere, Peyton. Let Brock do what he do. But we can move forward, bro. What else we got?
Hold up. Let me ask you. A worst downfall this year, Kobe Bryant's or Peyton Manning's?
I think it's a photo finish. I think they both racing as hard as they can for that trophy.
Kobe got a lot more games to look a lot worse. You right.
Yeah.
You right. But let's move on. So, you know what? Since you want to talk Brock Osweiler and Peyton Manning, let me ask you something. All right. I hate this, and I told you guys we cannot let this guy be right on this show anymore. And you guys keep allowing him. What you say?
I'm right all the time.
No. You're not right all the time. But I keep telling guys we cannot let this guy be right on the show anymore. But you guys just continue to let him be right. And he called it with Blaine Gabbert. He called it. He called it. Gotta give him credit. He called it with Blaine. He said Blaine was gonna go out there. He said Blaine really didn't have a good opportunity with good weapons down there in Jacksonville or wherever he was at. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you called it. But let me ask you. It's been some lingerings about Kaepernick, maybe staying with the Niners. So let me ask you, if you had to choose between Kaepernick or Blaine Gabbert, who are you picking? Who's starting? You the GM of the 49ers. Who's starting for you, Spade?
I mean, a wise man wrote a song. The lyrics went something like this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just sit back and let it float. Man, I ain't rocking the boat, man. I want Blaine in there. I would say I would take Kaepernick for his mobility, because I don't remember Blaine being able to get out the pocket like that. But Blaine been running like Cap. So, I mean, he's running like Cap, and he's making decent reads, better reads than Cap. I don't really understand why you don't stick with Blaine. Not to mention he's cheaper. So, yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Give me Blaine.
And the crazy thing is, Spade, I think Cap's done. I think Cap's done in San Fran. I just don't see Cap. First of all, I don't think they like him at all there. I don't think they like him. But, shockingly, bruh. Go ahead.
What do you think the meeting was? Because he met with like a team general manager or something, right? So it was rumored that they was talking about free agency strategy. So if they done with him, why do they care what his opinion is on free agency?
Well, let me see. I mean, maybe the meeting was like, look, if you want to stay here, you got to restructure this deal. I mean, I knew it was a cap-friendly deal anyway. Like, it'll say something like you signed for $100 million, but you really, if we was to let you go, we really only got to pay you $20. It's kind of like one of them deals. So it is very cap-friendly. But it maybe was one of them things like, yo, you know what? If you want to stay here, you got to restructure this $100 million deal. We ain't about to do that. And if you don't want to restructure, then we got to let you go. It might be one of them things. It might be one of those things. But shockingly, Spade, I want to say I'm sticking with Blaine too. And that's kind of like crazy to me too. Because I was a Cat fan and I just, from the rise of grace to the fall of grace, I don't think nobody has hit that harder than Cap. Like Cap was played in a Super Bowl and then just fell completely off. Like I've never seen this before. And I know they lost some pieces up. I know they lost some. Who?
I mean, did we ever see Drew Bledsoe anymore after Tom Brady got the start?
I mean, Bledsoe was pretty solid with the Bills, though.
Pretty solid. He was pretty solid, damn good, bro. You better go look at Drew Bledsoe's numbers. He was pretty good. I'm going to tell you saw it somewhere else, too, with the Rams. You remember when Mark Boger and Kurt Warner and all these, the Rams did it twice, I think. They had a start and a no-name guy took over and looked like new money.
That's true.
And then
that's true.
Fizzled out. So we've seen this before. And I'm not mad at Cap. I give Cap hell, but Cap made the best of his opportunity. Like I said, Cap, out of Nevada, he was never predicted to be this franchise quarterback. Yeah. And he took an opportunity, he grabbed it by the horns, and he made big stuff out of it. And I hope his story's not over. But if it is over, this ain't nothing we've never seen before in the NFL. We've seen this. Next man up.
You're right. Next man up. And right now, it looks like it's Blaine Gabbert. Ew. I'm looking like it. Man. I'm going to tell you what, as a Cowboy fan with the backups we got, I'll take Blaine. Come on, Blaine.
I know you would.
Come on down to Dallas.
God.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Can we talk some NBA?
Not really, but let's get it.
Let's do it. This one right here, when I jotted it down, I put it down as a debate piece, but over the years, I know you pretty well, and I'm not even sure if we're going to debate. I think we might actually, join forces on this one. Okay. Jerry West, the logo, NBA legend, recently came out and said, I want y'all to make sure y'all hear this. I'm going to say this slow. He didn't just say that he sees Golden State Warrior forward Draymond Green as a top 10 player, which to me is still a reach, but I respect that. He said, if you can name 10 better players in the league than Draymond Green, you don't know basketball. And first of all, I was offended. I was like, what? But then I came back and said, Jerry's old. Might be time for Jerry to sit down somewhere. That statement made me feel like Jerry don't know basketball. What you say, bro?
I said it might be Alzheimer's, dementia, something. Yeah. Like Chill, Jerry. And that's my guy, but chill, Jerry. But go ahead, Spade.
I just want to know this. And LaParis, I feel like I know where you stand. But from anybody listening to this show, I'm not even going to say who disagrees because I expect that number to be high. If you agree with this tomfoolery, please cite your I want reasons. Don't just say, yeah, I agree. I want to know in the comment section, why on God's green earth do you feel like you can't name 10 better players? Not 10 better forwards, which I still think I could name 10 better, but if I couldn't, I'm cool with that. 10 better players in the league than Draymond Green? Get out of here, Jerry West. They should have escorted him out the building.
Okay, Spade. So he said he can't name 10 better players in the NBA better than Draymond Green.
At least.
He got it. Jay West, you the logo. I love you, Jay West. But you got to chill. Because let's get it. Anthony Davis, John Wall, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Carmelo. Like, let's get it, Spade.
You ain't even naming two teammates. Steph and Clay.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Like, that's
Boogie
nine right
Cousins.
there.
Give me
Boogie Cousins. That's 10. Come on, man.
Drummond.
Come
right
on,
about
Jerry.
now, I might even take Hassan Whiteside. Give me D Wade. Give me Monte
You know what?
Ellis.
You
Give
know
me
what?
Paul George. Give me John Wall.
Oh,
Give me Bradley
come on,
Beal.
Spade. Give me Porzingis. Give me Godzingis.
What is Jerry
I'm
West
taking
talking about?
Porzingis.
Jerry, go
Come
home.
on,
You're
Jerry.
drunk. You're drunk, Jerry.
And don't get. First of all, don't get it wrong. I like Draymond. I like
I do
Draymond
too.
Green. I think he a good player. He got to close his mouth sometimes. He always got his mouth open. Got to close his mouth. But I like Draymond, and I think Draymond is a good player. But top 10 in the league? Chill, yo. Jerry, you got to chill out. But in typical sports podcast, YouTube, troll, comment section, I already know somebody going to be like, yo, somebody going to put their top 10 and somebody going to have Draymond in there. Please, just don't write a list. Tell me why. You got to tell me why.
Yeah,
Tell me why. I like Draymond. I like Draymond because he do a lot of different things. He can rebound. He's a good defender. He can pass the ball. He can score. Sometimes he's not as consistent as a scorer as like other guys we named. But top 10 in the league? The whole league? Not the NBA DL. Like, chill, yo. Chill.
Yeah, that one right there blowed my mind. And I want to say this. I heard Shaquille O'Neal say that to him, Draymond Green is one of the most underrated players at his position. And I even give him that. But I just want to say this and then we can move forward. Never forget, people, when you're watching sports, the system and or personnel of a person's team affects everything. Miss me with that Draymond top 10. Miss me. Like I'm dodging that one. Miss me, dog. I don't want no.
You know
parts
what we
of
might
that.
have to do next show, Spade? Maybe. It ain't sketched in stone. We might have to. I guess he's a power forward. I guess he would be considered a power forward.
Yeah.
You might have to name top 10 power forwards in the league just to see if he's in our top 10 power forwards.
Yeah.
You might have to do that.
Yeah. We might have to do that.
All right, but let's move on. So, I want to talk about a guy that Spade really gives a hard time. Spade said nobody likes this guy. And it kind of made me think the dude's having a solid season, a pretty good bounce back season. So I want to talk about Rajon Rondo. Rajon, whatever you want to call him. I want to talk about Rondo and his hot start with the Kings. Now, it's not always transitioning into wins, which is what really matters in the NBA, wins. But Rondo has been playing well for the Kings. And I mean, he's looking like the Rondo of old. Now, Spade, you're really not a fan of Rondo. I want to know how you feel about Rondo. Before I say how I feel, I want to know how you feel about Rondo and his hot start with the Kings.
He definitely looks a lot better. I might even go as far as to say I thought he was washed. I thought it was over for him, and he looks better. He looked better than he did with Dallas. He looks better than he did the last year or two in Boston. His numbers are up. He's averaging about 13 a game and about 11 assists, which still isn't. I'm not ready to run around my house like, oh, Rondo. You know, he
Spade,
ain't.
Spade. That's good numbers, man. That's great numbers, Spade.
I thought you
Spade.
I thought you wanted me to go. I know
Right,
you're gonna big up.
Spade, you can't say them
Rondo.
numbers ain't good numbers, Spade. 13
I'm
and
not
11,
saying
that's a
they're
double
bad
double.
numbers. I'm not saying they're bad numbers, but I mean, you got a guy out here named Stephen Curry that's getting them numbers in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying?
But people saying he the best player in the world right now.
Well,
I ain't saying Rondo is that.
I'm not saying he's bad though, but I'm saying these numbers aren't. I mean, what are they? They're not numbers we never seen before. He's averaging a double-double, slow clap. You know, admittedly, I'm kind of hard on
averaging
Rondo.
a double-double won Steve Nash some MVPs, and I mean Steve Nash was averaging 15 and 11. Come on, Spade.
Which is more. I mean, for the record, 15 more than 12
points
and a half.
more.
15 more than
Rondo
13.
don't want to score. Did you see Rondo rise and bang and bang? Come on,
that
Spade.
man got one dunk in the last like 2 or 3 years. Anyway, in closing, let me say this. It goes back to what I just said about personnel and scheme. We already knew Sacramento had something going out there. Rondo still is not shooting very well. His shooting percentages aren't through the roof, but he has definitely been an asset to that team, and that was something I wasn't sure that he could still be. So for that, I got to give him props. He's looking good, and he's helping that team. I give him that.
Spade, Rondo never was a scorer, man. But for him to be averaging 13, 11, I'm pretty sure he's probably getting 5, 6, 7 boards a game average.
Something like that.
But I mean, he's just been tearing the league up with triple doubles, and I mean, he's been. Let me tell you, energy. I think is infectious. Like the way I
actually
think,
7 boards. I'm sorry, 7.
It's 7. Yeah, I figured it was something around there. But I think the way Rondo play, I think he kind of fits with what Sacramento wanted to do. Now, I heard a commentator, I think it was Jeff Van Gundy, he said that Rondo didn't fit with Dallas because Rick Carlisle is the type of coach that wants you to come down, get in your half-court set, look at him, he called the play, you run the play. And Jeff Van Gundy said that style doesn't fit Rondo as much as what George Karl do. He lets Rondo be creative, and Rondo comes down, and you know what I mean? If you want to push the tempo, he can push the tempo. If you want to slow it down, he can slow it down. And Rondo, I think when it comes to, I like Jeff Van Gundy. He's one of the few people on ESPN that does commentary for ESPN, aside from Mark Jackson, that I like. Mm-hmm. But I respect his opinion, and I think it has some validity to what he's saying, because you could tell by the numbers he's putting up. And Rondo, I just didn't see. It just didn't seem like he fit with Dallas, and I thought it would have fit a little better, because I figured him and Dirk would be off pick and rolls and he would eat down there. But he seemed to have found something in Sacramento, and I don't know if a contract extension is in the works, but I think they definitely need to look into extending Rondo, especially if he could get along with Boogie and him and Karl could work out their issues. I think Sacramento has an up arrow. Maybe a bottom team in the West. Maybe not this year. Maybe the year after. Because Ben McLemore, in my opinion, isn't what I thought he was going to be. I'd rather them start Bellinelli after 2. But you're talking about Rondo, and I like the way Rondo has been playing. He's been playing great in Spade. A double-double, especially with points and assists, has won Nash, 2 MVPs? Didn't he win 2 MVPs? Come on,
but
man.
you know how I feel about those too. So you got a good point.
True.
You take that 13 points, 11 dimes, and 7 boards. That's pretty impressive. I got to be honest. That's pretty impressive. Can I go back in though, because I'm the resident non-fan of Rondo, and I hear Van Gundy, and that's a pretty good point that Rick Carlisle wants to call plays, and that didn't work for Rondo. Is it that it didn't work for Rondo? Is it that Rondo just refused to listen? See, we're not saying that Rondo fits better in this system. Rondo just proving to you what I've been saying, which is that you can't tell him nothing. He ain't going to listen to anybody. So, yeah, we both thought it would work better in Dallas. It probably would have had he not went in there and been bullheaded and just be, whatever you want to call him, stubborn or bullheaded, just refuses to take direction. He's uncoachable. He's the only person I know that couldn't get along with Doc. People love Doc. Players love Doc, man. They love playing for Doc. And Doc and Rondo couldn't get along. So Rondo hadn't been listening to a coach since he came in the league. He came in the league with the attitude that he knows more than his coaches. So it didn't work in Dallas because he refused to be told what to do. And the only reason why it's working right now because George Karl pissed off Boogie Cousins. He was about to get his ass fired. George Karl just trying to pay the bills for the rest of the year, so he just going to shut up and sit back. Trust me. George Karl probably ain't happy with him not listening to him either. But that's my hate for the day, and I gave y'all that one for free. Usually I charge for my hate, but that's free.
I mean, I want to know how these guys feel about Rondo with Sacramento. Do you guys think Rondo's a fit in Sacramento? Do you like how he's been playing this season? Because I think Rondo has been playing amazing, and I think those guys like playing with a guy like, the way Rondo's pushed the tempo in Sacramento, I see guys like Rudy Gay and even Caspi, Willie Cauley-Stein. I see guys, Rondo gets the rebound, and these guys take off because they know Rondo's going to push the tempo. And, I mean, that jump, man, it energizes not only your teammates, but the crowd, the organization. And I think they can have something in Sacramento. But I'm interested, that's what I think. A lot of times you guys say I'm wrong, but I'm interested to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So leave your thoughts down there.
In a recent interview somewhere, I don't even know where it came from. I just saw the little quote and I read it, and then I kind of rubbed my eyes and read it again, and I said, boy, if you don't. So anyway, Greg Popovich recently come out and basically threw shade at the 3-ball. He said to him, he's just old school. It ain't really basketball. I don't have a direct quote, verbatim right here in front of me, but it was something like, why don't we just make a 4-pointer, 5-pointer, 6-pointer, blah, blah, blah. He just was hating on the 3-ball. And I'm like, you know what? Pop ought to be shaming himself, because it ain't been that many years ago that Kawhi and Danny Green and little Patty Mills and that whole damn team was shooting threes. They had Matt Bonner, tall ass,
Steven
the
Jackson,
whole team
Matt
was
Bonner,
shooting
like
threes.
the list goes on and on.
Right, so Pop,
Yeah,
when exactly did we stop liking threes? Was it just this year? Because I'm pretty sure you liked them in the past. But I ain't really even got nothing else to say about it, man. I'm going to let you talk to Pop. How you feel about that, LePage?
Now, let me just start off by saying Pop, Pop is my guy. I love Pop, and I think a lot of people try to bite how Pop coach. Pop be trolling the commentator when they be interviewing him. I kind of like that, too. Like, if anybody else do it, I'd be like, he's an asshole. But I like when Pop do it. I like Pop, but come on, Pop. You can't do this, Pop. Nah, and this might be a little shade because of how the Warriors been playing. I think it got a lot to do. Yeah, I think it got a lot to do with that, how the Warriors been playing. They just over there J-jacking threes, looking like a 2K Park game. And I don't think Pop like it. But the funny thing is, Pop, stop it. You keep Matt Bonner on your team. If you need a quick 9, Matt Bonner is, they call him the Red Rocket or something. Yeah. Why is Matt Bonner on? I would ask Pop. See, Pop a troll, so he'll troll me right back. But I would ask Pop, why is Matt Bonner on your team, Pop? What can Matt Bonner do in the league for him to have a spot on your team? And only thing you can say is, well, he's a good veteran, he's a good teammate, and he can shoot threes. That would be it. Why is, Steven Jackson, they had Steven Jackson, they had Bellinelli, they had guys that just Danny Green for Spade. If I'm not mistaken, didn't the Cavs beat the Spurs? The Cavs beat the Spurs. The Heat beat the Spurs, right, in the finals, right? If I'm not mistaken.
1 year.
One year. And that was the year that people was like, well, Danny Green could only shoot threes. He can't put the ball on the ground. And it made Danny Green go back to the lab and get his handle up and, try to beat his man off the dribble a little more. But for the only thing Danny Green could do was shoot threes. And Pop was good with that. So I just don't understand what's the issue now. But I know what the issue is. It's the damn Golden State Warriors that he gonna have to match up with at some time in the playoffs.
I will say this, bro. Pop, he understands the philosophical side to the game too, innit? He does. Sometimes if you can't beat your opponent physically, you try to beat them mentally. Yeah. And this is kind of like, when we was kids, if somebody could do something better than you, you would go, oh, well, you can't do this to try to get them on where you were strong. So this might be Pop saying, look, eventually we're going to run into these Warriors and, I'm finna hate on the 3-ball, so hopefully they'll prove to me that they can drive inside, which is where the Spurs are strong with the Twin Towers down there. So Pop might be playing some mind games right here, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Pop, because I know you don't dislike the 3-ball. You actually love the 3-ball. You can look at your team and tell you do. So you might be tricking them, but you're not tricking me.
That's a great point, Spade. That's a great point. Because you want to know what else, Spade? Pop got a little zen in him, too. Like Phil Jackson, that zen, he got a little bit of that in him, too. Yeah. So I could definitely agree with what you're saying right there. But you ready to move on?
Yeah, what else we got, bro?
Let's move on. Let's go right to the pick'em game. And I know when I say this pick'em game, I know you guys are going to be like, what? But you'll see why. The pick'em game this week is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers, Spade. I want to know where you're going first.
First, before I even answer this, man, I was on an amazing streak over here, y'all. Y'all saw it. Y'all witnessed greatness. Everything I was calling was right. I was giving away winning lottery numbers. I was telling people the sex of their unborn baby before the baby was ready. I was just on fire. And last week, I took Minnesota, and they went out there and took a good old-fashioned, passionate ass kicking.
Me too.
But I look to get back on the winning side of things this week, and I want to say that Cameron Newton would dab on them Falcons, and he'll hit them folks, and give me the Panthers to remain undefeated. Duh.
Now, in typical Spade fashion, I knew he'd go Carolina. That's why I picked this game. Now, if you guys remember a couple weeks back on SAS, I said that Carolina, in the next 3 weeks, they play Atlanta twice.
Okay.
So, and I said that Carolina would lose one of those games. So this week right here, I'm picking Carolina to lose to the Falcons. And I'm going to tell you why. I know the Falcons are so trash. The Falcons are trash. But let me tell you what the Falcons do. The Falcons will see this 12. I think they 12-0, 13-0, 12-0, I think. I think they 12-0. They'll see this 12-0 Panther team come in there. And we want to know what the Falcons will do? They'll show up. They'll show up. The Falcons, it'll be one of them games where Matt Ryan will look terrible against the Bucks and then come in here against the Panthers and throw for 330. Julio will go wheels. Freeman will go wheels. Like, you'll be like, yo, look at the Falcons. And then you want to know what the Falcons will do? Everybody will be like, yo, the Falcons is it. And then the Falcons will come back the next week and get smacked by the Saints. That's what they do.
That sounds very possible.
This week right here, I'm picking the Atlanta Falcons to beat the Carolina Panthers. And my heart is telling me I want Cam Newton and them to go undefeated. I want Cam to win this game. But my head is like, you know what? Matt Ryan is so funny style that everybody going to pick Carolina to win this game and watch the Falcons show up. So I'm going to go Carolina. And if I lose, either way, if I lose, I'm happy because I want Cam and them to go undefeated. But I just got a funny feeling about these Falcons playing this game right here. Especially 3 times. They play them 2 times in the next 3 weeks. I'm feeling funny about this, man. So give me the Falcons.
Let me tell you. The only thing, Carolina, if either one of your players are watching the show, don't let all this mumbo-jumbo LaParis talking get in your head. The only thing,
I'm wrong.
There is only one thing you guys got to do to ensure victory. Hit Matt Ryan early. It don't have to be a sack. It can be after he threw the ball and you hit him. Hell, I don't care. Take the flag. If you hit Matt Ryan once, and I mean hit him good, woo, that boy gonna geek for the rest of the game. So go ahead and take the flag early. Get back there and clean him up. And y'all straight. And we'll go ahead and check this off as a dub.
Spade, all right, this is typical. This is your typical trap game, Spade. It's a trap.
So you trying to say my boy Cam finna let his guard down? You think he looking past this NFL team?
Spade, I swear to God, I hope I'm wrong. I want Carolina to run the table. You know I like Cam. That's my guy. I want them to run the table. But this is a trap game, Spade. I hope they come in. I hope Carolina come in there and be ready. I hope they be ready.
If you think it's a trap game, somebody has told Cameron Newton. And Cam has got his guys in the huddle, and he has informed them that it's some sports analysts like yourself calling for them to lose. And they are upset about that. And they're going to stand up this week. And they're going to hit them folks. All right, man. We've gotten to the part of the show where we give away a very prestigious award. It is one of the most prestigious awards in all of sports.
It's like the Heisman. It's like the Heisman.
Pretty damn close.
It's the Heisman of podcasts.
And the beauty of it, we get this award away every week. We give 2 away a week.
Yeah.
We call it the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. LaParis, go first. Who you got, bro?
Spade, I got to go with a guy. When the season first started, the NFL season first started, Jameis was my guy. But I got to go the opposite way here. I got to give it to Marcus Mariota. He went 20 of 29. He had 268 yards passing, 3 TDs. He did throw a pick, but he also had 9 rushes for 112 yards and another touch. How can you not give it to Marcus Mariota? He played amazing, man. And it was in a win. He did play the Jacksonville Jaguars, but whenever you put up numbers like that and was that big and helping your team win, I got to give Marcus Mariota my strong arm performer of the week.
It was a great performance by him, and I saw that long run he had. The boy looked like cops was chasing him. He was running fast as that. I knew he was fast. I didn't know he was that fast. So that's a pretty good pick. Yeah. Me, I want to bring mine to a guy who every week has just been coming out, giving his team. You got to stop trolling me, man. This is very serious right now. Control yourself. Every week he come out and give his team all he got. And last week, people told him that was a trap game and that their undefeated record, would come to an end. So I want to give mine to Cam Newton, who was involved in a shootout with the Saints and Drew Brees, passed for 331 yards, 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers. It could have been 8 if Ted Ginn had all the fingers on his hands, but you know, he's just out there pure palms trying to catch the ball.
Yeah, man.
And it's so amazing to me what Cam is being able to do with the talent around him. I don't want to diss those guys. Those are NFL players. You guys are still tremendous athletes, but let's face it, if you guys play fantasy football, I'm willing to bet Ted Ginn don't have his damn self on his fantasy football team. And Cam out here winning games with these guys. So for that performance, Cam, you are my strong arm performer of the week.
Yeah, man. Spade, it's been a great show, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's been a great show. Like I said, I want you guys to leave your strong arm performers down there, man. It may be somebody we missed in the NBA, MMA, it don't matter. If he's a strong arm performer and he deserves the award, leave it down there. You guys can give out a strong arm performer award as well. Now, this is typically the end of the show when I run through everything I want you guys to know. If you new here, bang the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. Y'all already know if you don't want to see our mug shots, we got podcasts everywhere, iTunes, UPodOmatic, SoundCloud. You can just drive to work. You can be up in school. If you're in school and finals is coming up and, you know, you can sneak in, put one earbud in your ear. I know people do that. Put one earbud in the ear.
First, y'all.
Take your finals. Pass and take your finals. And definitely put one earbud in your ear and check us out, man. We definitely appreciate all your continued support, man. As usual, we want to thank you guys for your continued support. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Spade, you got anything else to add?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, man. The Heisman is tonight. We'll definitely talk about that in the next episode. We'll see you guys the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.